guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Iris and I'm an incoming student at Stanford University studying computer science and economics. In this video, we're going to be going through the highly requested in the recent poll, how to maximize your summer like an Ivy League admin. There's going to be a lot of useful information I'm going through in this video, so I'm going to be linking all the timestamps in the description below so you can hop to the part that you feel like would be most helpful to you. Let's get started with the elephant in the room, which is what isn't impressive during the summer. What should you not do this summer? First, you should definitely not be doing something just for the sake of doing something. What does this mean? This means, oh, this summer program looks cool. I think I should do it just because it might look good on my resume. That is the biggest red sign you can have on an activity that you should not be doing. Don't do something just for the sake of doing something. And secondly, don't do anything that you feel like you should be doing but don't actually want to do deep down inside. I know this is like all very gutsy, but yeah, you do kind of have to listen to your gut on like whether or not you truly want to do the activity. And if you don't intrinsically feel that you want to do it and that you're super excited about something, then don't do it. Now let's move on to the opposite end of the spectrum, which is what shows passion to an Ivy League admissions officer, or just like what shows passion to you? What would help you develop the most as a person this summer? First, you should be pursuing anything and everything that is consistent with the values, goals, and interests that you already have discovered for yourself. So for example, if you know that you're really into herbal medicine, then you should be pursuing that. If you know that you're into sports or tennis, then keep playing tennis throughout the summer. Secondly, you should be pursuing anything that would help you further discover your interests. So if you're super duper lost, like I was a couple years ago on what you're interested in, then try something that makes you excited and see if that actually interests you. And if you don't already know what your values, interests, and goals are, then try doing something that excites you. Try something that would help you further discover what those interests and values and goals of yours may be. When determining whether an activity truly shows passion, you should be able to do this test called Articulating Your Intrinsic Motivation test. Let's start by defining what intrinsic motivation is. Intrinsic motivation is something that comes from inside of you. So for example, it can be like, I am inspired by the people I will be working with and therefore I'm motivated to pursue this activity. Or it could be like, writing makes me feel excited and alive. That's why I want to pursue writing this summer. So anything that's coming from inside of you where nobody else is telling you anything. The motivation is solely coming from within. Now what extrinsic motivation is on the opposite end of the spectrum is something that has exterior motives or goals where the outside world is kind of telling you to do things. So for example, extrinsic motivation might be, I want to get a 1600 on the SAT so I can get into a good school. The school is clearly the defining motivation here. Or it could be something like, I want to go to the summer camp because colleges will like to see that I'm going to the summer camp. That's also an extrinsic motivation. Other forms could be, I want to pursue this activity so I can make money. Again, money is the exterior thing that's motivating you here. So when you're trying to determine whether an activity truly shows passion, make sure you can do the intrinsic motivation test where you can clearly articulate at least one or two intrinsic motivations that you have. Of course, you could have extrinsic motivations as well, but those should not be the determining factors of whether or not you pursue an activity. You should definitely have at least 1 to 2 intrinsic motivations before you spend your time on an activity. All right, and now let's actually get to the concrete activity ideas. What can you pursue this summer? One, I know I've talked about this so much in my other videos already, but you can pursue a passion project. Passion projects is a really broad category of what you could pursue, but basically it would give you optionality. Passion projects can range from writing and publishing a book on a topic of your choice to creating an online organization that can impact a community of your choice. I had a friend who started an online blog focusing on empowering women of color. Now she got into Stanford, Yale, Princeton, all these amazing schools, but I don't think it was the fact that she thought she could get into these schools that she actually started this blog. I think she started it solely from within, again, the intrinsic motivation. She was a woman of color and she felt like at times that in society she was disempowered. So she wanted to help out that community through her passion project, which is called Afropuff Chronicles. I'll link it in the description below and I'll probably link her Instagram socials as well so you can reach out with any questions. But basically what I'm trying to say here is you can do anything and everything that interests you, that you feel like you're drawn towards, and you can put that into action and impact your community. A really popular question that I'm getting asked is how can you get people on board? So for example, I created a Video Pow program connecting teenagers from many different countries. So how was I able to get other people from different countries involved and on board? Well, networking is the answer. I'll just kind of put it out there. But how do you actually do the networking? So for my Video Pal program, YYGS, Yale Young Global Scholars, was so instrumental. So I went to the summer program and there were other people from 120 other countries and they were all very motivated students like I was. So I was able to pitch them my idea and tell them about why I was motivated to start this Video Pal program and what's in it for them. When I pitched them my idea with excitement and passion and enthusiasm, they kind of feel that as well and they get excited as well. So they were able to bring the Video Pal program initiative to their schools and tell people in their schools about the program to get people to sign up. And so ultimately we had all these chapter leaders from different countries telling people in their local communities about our program, and then we were able to connect teenagers from all over the world through the program. So that was really cool. So that was one form of networking, which was actually physical networking through a program where I was able to meet teenagers who were inspired and passionate and motivated like I was. Another form of networking is through social media, which is so important. So even after Yale Young Global Scholars, I couldn't talk with like everybody who I wanted to talk with, right? But I could add the people who went to the program on Instagram. And so that's exactly what I did. So even some people who I didn't talk to in real life, I was able to Instagram message them and give them my pitch. I would be like, hey, I saw that you're from Israel. I'm starting this program connecting teens from the United States, South Africa, and hopefully even Israel. Would you be interested in becoming a chapter ambassador in your school and telling other people about our program? So I leveraged Instagram, that social media platform, and I used direct messaging to ask people who I was like secondary connections with, so people who I didn't meet in real life but we have a mutual friend. Therefore, they were more likely to respond to my message. So yeah, definitely utilize in-person connections as well as secondary connections over social media. I hope that answered that question. If there are any more questions, just leave them in the comments. I definitely prefer questions in the comments than questions through my own Instagram DM, just because I'm getting a lot of them and I'm also deleting Instagram for a while, so I'll get back to you a lot faster if you just leave them in the comments below. And that way when I answer the question, a lot of people can see the answer, so I don't have to be like repeatedly answering the same question. Thanks. Now let's move on to the second category of summer activities that you can pursue. And these will be summer programs that you actually feel excited about. The actually feel excited about part is really important. Depending on your major or interests, you can pursue many different programs. Stanford offers Stanford summer sessions, and they have programs in the humanities, in engineering, and medicine, basically everything you can ever think of. And even if you don't have, say, a concrete interest that you 100% vibe with, you can always explore a category. So like 2 summers ago, I was kind of interested in tech. I wasn't really sure, so I went to the YYGS program in the Frontiers of Science and Engineering, or like technology or something like that, and that helped me affirm my interest in technology. Another summer, I thought I was interested in engineering and research, so I did an internship in that at Oregon State University, and that definitely told me that I was not interested in engineering and research. So pursue programs that excite you in the moment and could help you discover what you're interested in. There are also a wide array of summer programs hosted at Cornell, Columbia, Princeton. I think the Princeton one is on journalism. Let's see, Harvard Summer School. You can take classes literally on Harvard's campus, but probably this year it's going to be online, and you can get credits for them. So if you actually become a Harvard student down the road, your credits from the summer sessions that you took in high school will go onto your Harvard transcript. And obviously, if you don't go to Harvard for your undergraduate degree, you can probably transfer the Harvard summer credits to your actual institution as well. Also, what's really important here is that financial aid is available at a lot of these programs. So for YYGS, there was definitely financial aid, even financial aid for international students. So just look into them, look into the program's specific page, and see if they have financial aid for your unique situation. I cannot emphasize this enough, but do your research. If you just type in Google free online programs for high school students, you can find so much information. So the internet really helps answer a lot of your questions. I personally also went through a free program through the US Department of State. It was called the National Security Language Initiative for Youth program. Highly recommend. It was such a fun time. We got to go to Taiwan for 7 weeks, basically for free, and I was able to learn so much about the Taiwanese culture and the people and just about like everything, and I just got so inspired. That program actually kind of showed me what's possible with international relations and diplomacy, and that got me interested in international politics and stuff. So definitely just do things that excite you, and you never know what you're gonna get out of it. Again, you can search on Google just free programs for high school students, and so many results will come up, and you can find even more opportunities that way. Third category of of things you could do in the summer. Now, as a motivated high school student, the third type of program you can do is take college classes. I did this for 2 summers in a row, one the summer before my senior year and also the summer before my junior year of high school. I took the classes online, so I know there are e-campuses for a lot of universities, and actually these e-campuses aren't only open to students who are in that local area because they're e-campus. I had like classmates who were coming from like Japan and other parts of the world, and they would be signing up with the OSU, Oregon State University e-campus. I believe it's actually like the top e-campus program, so I'm just really lucky to have known about it. But I'm gonna put a link in the description so you can check it out as well. I believe everybody can apply to it. The application process is so easy. It's like easier than almost all of the summer programs you'll apply to. So definitely recommend that. You can take classes that you're actually interested in, because I know a lot of the times high school classes are kind of limiting. Like it's just in like the hardcore subjects, like, you know, like math, English, science. There's nothing like in between. I took a class on the economics of discrimination, which is this like really cool social science class. I also took one on intro to international relations. So that's definitely something you're not gonna get in high school unless you go to some like really crazy private school that has really cool classes. Honestly, I'm jealous of you, but if you don't have those type of classes available to you during the regular school year, you can definitely take them during the summer. Now, the next category of things you can do as a motivated high school student to get into top elite colleges, but also to just do things for your own sake and to grow as a person and human being, because that's an awesome thing to do as well. It's to intern at a startup company or research lab that you are excited about. I don't know how many times I've said excited about in this video, but that intrinsic motivation and excitement is actually so important to showing your passion and finding what you're actually all about in life. I've talked extensively about how you can land research opportunities in a different video, as well as how you can get internships as a high school student during COVID-19 in another video. Basically, the gist is go send cold emails, cold calls, don't be afraid of rejections, and just do it. Be that ambitious high schooler who takes initiative. All right, and then another thing you can do is to get involved in political campaigns. In the US, we have a national election coming up this November. It's gonna be super interesting because it's kind of like a very big political moment for us in the United States, but also in the world. You know, there's like a rise of populism throughout the world, and I bet there are elections happening in other countries as well. So if you are a political geek, or you feel like you're kind of interested in politics but not really sure, definitely get involved in some way this summer. See if you can help out with your favorite candidate's campaign. Get involved in any way, shape, or form you can. And again, those cold emails, cold calls would help you out a lot. All right, and now to the more boring things that you can do. These are definitely not the things that you should be focusing on, but they can kind of supplement your time in like the 2 to 3 hours you might have for free at night. You can be doing test prep for one, because I know there's SATs and ACTs coming up in the end of the summer, and also a lot of subject tests that you might be interested in, so you can get studying on those. Use the summer as a head start and just also an open block of time to prepare for these tests and to maximize your test scores. I definitely did this through like literally all of my summers, but it wasn't the main thing I was doing. Like I would still be going to study abroad programs, summer programs, internships, research opportunities, and that would be what takes up the majority of my time. But like at night or something, I might just spend like 1 to 2 hours doing like SAT prep. Yeah, all the boring stuff, but you should probably consider it if you want to score high. And then lastly, if you're in the summer before your senior year, it is time to get started on writing your college essays. This step is so important. I know a lot of US high schoolers start like in the fall, and that is way too late, let me tell you. Like starting in the summer is not a head start. It is the right time to start. I know some people even start in the fall or the winter of their junior year. That is just like props to you, that's great. But summertime, you gotta get started. Look at the common application prompts. They're basically the same every single year, and the last prompt is always write about a topic of your choice. So the common application essay prompt basically never ever changes. You can always write about whatever you want. So get started on that 650 word essay now. For the supplemental essays for individual colleges, those can change year to year, but they don't change by that much. So still look at the previous year's supplemental essays and start thinking about the prompts. And then once the common application opens, August 1st, you can really get hammering on those supplemental essays. But you should shoot for getting your common application essay done before August 1st, so that in August, you can just work on all of your supplemental essays. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for the types of activities that you can be doing this summer, and also for how you should be evaluating which activities you should be doing. I hope I articulated myself well enough, but basically my point is really test for your intrinsic motivation for doing something. Only do things that you actually want to do. Don't do things just for the sake of doing something and to put it on your resume and to be cool. Like that can be a factor, but it should be like a small factor of it. I'll link all the other resources that are kind of related to this video, including how you can land internships, how you can get research opportunities, how you can get started on your passion projects, how you can publish your own book, in the description below. Again, comment your questions in the comment section of this YouTube video. Don't Instagram DM me, please, because I deleted Instagram, so I will not be replying to you anytime soon. So just leave them in the comments and then everybody can see the answers and it's a win-win. Okay, it's been a long video, so I'm gonna get going and edit this video, but I will see you in the next one on Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 a.m. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, because it's going to be a very helpful channel, hopefully, and you get to give input on my future videos through the polls that I post basically every single week about what videos you guys want to see next, and then I actually make those videos for you. So if you want to give input on future videos and to stay updated, subscribe. All right, see you in the next one. Bye!